Hey there, hi there, Aries, and welcome to your Make a Wish reading with me, Priscilla B. Okay, so basically, the way I'm going to do this is you are going to get three wishes. That's right, three wishes. And I'm going to shuffle up these cards. These are my Door of Destiny Oracle cards. And each wish that you make is going to be associated with one of these doors. And that's going to lead to, like, basically unveiling the blueprint towards your subconscious, your unconscious, decoding what these messages and symbols mean. Um, yeah, like an architect of your mind. Okay, think of Inception. If you've ever seen that movie Inception, that's like okay, that's what we're gonna do here, only with making wishes, so no negative outcomes, positive ones only. Your first wish is the door of reflection, contemplation, rumination, deliberation, and introspection. Reflection. And I really have been feeling this a lot for you lately, Aries. Okay. You are doing a lot of reflecting. You're kind of like you're looking like Alice through the looking glass and the looking glass now. It's kind of like you're seeing what happens like when you don't give yourself the love that you know you deserve and the love you know you need. Like I feel like you see someone else, um, like a version of yourself getting everything you want, but you're not there yet. Like you want to get there, and that's what this wish is about. It's like you're seeing reflection of what your life could look like if you give yourself the love you know you deserve. Okay, and for some reason a lot of these first wishes are a lot about love. Okay, I'm not gonna lie here, like it's in all the other dream readings I did. Love was like a main first wish, like to be loved, to feel love, to feel just like wanted, and um, not like codependency, not like, you're not looking for someone to like be all up in your business, but like you want someone to just like fully appreciate you for all that you are and all that you have and all that you do. And you're seeing a reflection of that, okay, coming through. All right. So now, I'm gonna, since we're sticking with the Alice theme here, we're gonna do some Alice cards. So Alice and Tarotland. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups. Okay, the Two of Cups. So looking at this right now, I mean, the Two of Cups is a card of reflection. It's you looking at yourself or you looking at someone else, a partnership, a person that you chose to be um, your person, your lover, intimate relationship with. And also, like, what are they reflecting onto you? Or should I say projecting? I feel like that they're projecting onto you a lot here, which is not, you don't want projection, you want reflection. Okay. I feel like if you get the reflection of love and light back to you, you're going to be feeling so great and so amazing. But if you're getting a projection of someone else's like own misery here, I feel like that is getting in the way of your wish of feeling loved here. Okay, so taking a look here at this Two of Cups, because ideally the Two of Cups is like a soulmate partnership, a union. It's about love, it's about partnership, it's about mutual connection. This card signifies a deep and harmonious union between two individuals, often in the realm of romantic relationships. The Two of Cups invite you to celebrate the shared emotional connection with another person. It symbolizes a balanced and harmonious relationship where both parties are equal and committed. This card encourages you to embrace love, cooperation, and the potential for a lasting emotional bond. That's what you want reflected back to you. Okay? Um, but what's happening here, I feel like, is there's a misalignment, there's disharmony, and there's a broken connection. And that is something that you are desperately wishing to leave behind. It suggests that there may be challenges or disagreements within a relationship that hinder its harmonious flow. Reverse, the Two of Cups serves as a reminder to address any issues, work on communication, and seek resolution in order to restore the emotional connection. It encourages you to rekindle the bond and regain mutual understanding. And you're not, I feel like there is a point of no return in some cases. But I think what you have here is that you have the potential here and the emotional support here that you need in order to just move forward and away from a connection that is no longer working for you. Okay. And this brings in the second wish, and we have time, door of time, moment, duration, temporal, chronology, era, instant, and eternity. Time. Yeah, wishing for, that's something you're like, you wish for it, like you're wishing for more time here. And I was watching this tarot reader, Dove and Serpent Tarot, definitely recommend it, very great channel. And there's like this thing here where some people view, time as this, like, I feel like this like primordial reality of like, you always have, it's like some kind of like systematic thing where you always have to be on time. If you're not on time, something's wrong, right? But then there's other people who view time as like these waves, of emotion, these waves of like waiting to awaken when the world is silent, I think is what he said. And that to me like resonates so deeply here, especially with your first wish being a soulmate connection and leaving one that's no longer harmonious behind. Because there's two connections. There's one that's so disharmonious, like there's no good communication. This person is just a negative, like looming tidal wave of emotions and hurricane of emotions. Every time you speak to them, every time you try to connect with them, it just causes more grief, more chaos. Nothing good comes out of it, as hard as you're trying to make that connection work. And that's why your first wish is so important to you, because it separates you from that. It reflects back. It's like you're finally seeing what you need. Okay? And you're going in that direction. And the more you go in that direction, the more time you're going to have. The more the system changes in your favor. The more, when I think of like eternity and era and all of that, I think of like karmic soul connections, karmic ties, like soul, born in a different era, like two souls born hundreds of years ago and then reincarnated, like reborn into like this century and then meeting again. So what that tells me is that like I feel like you've already done your duty as like what one connection is concerned, and like you've done your role, you've done your part, like you paid your debt, you did your time with that. And now it's time for you to step into a new era, okay? A new wave of emotions and feelings need to start to, I want to say consume you, but, obviously take that as it resonates. Like, I think it's at first it's very overwhelming. It's not like chaotic per se, but it's definitely a feeling of like, I don't know how to describe it, honestly. I guess it would be eternity, right? It's like you waited for all eternity and it's finally coming true. Like, I don't know, think of Wuthering Heights. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, so in regards to your third wish, okay, we have here the Four of Cups. So basically this hand here is offering you emotional fulfillment, emotional abundance here, whatever brings you the most joy and happiness. Now, whether you accept it or not, that is up to you. Okay. So, you can choose what you want to do with your emotional abundance. That is totally up to you. You can choose what to do with your time. You can choose what to do with your waves of emotions and feelings here. Okay? Um, like in an instant, I feel like a whole timeline shift can happen. Okay? It just takes like one left turn, right? Like one right turn, and then all of a sudden it's a whole new perspective on life, on your life here. And that is something I feel like you often find yourself contemplating and thinking about a lot. So the Four of Cups is about contemplation, introspection, and opportunities. All right. Leading you to evaluate and make space for future opportunities. It urges discernment and accepting only those that align with your goals. If you're feeling dissatisfied, this card invites introspection to find a deeper purpose and warns against shutting yourself off from new opportunities due to past disappointments. And that's the biggest thing here for you is like you have been disappointed in the past, clearly. But like, are you going to let that stop you from taking a chance here? Like, yeah, you could be disappointed, but you can at least say you tried, right? And I feel like that is what your second wish is urging you to do, is like just try to make the time here. Try to create a system here that works for you. Set your alarm clock, literally or metaphorically, depending how it resonates with you. Because I feel like there's two different concepts of time here, but I feel like when they're merged together, it becomes one, and you become one with yourself because you're starting to realize that there is a certain system that you have to follow. There are certain rules, there are certain guidelines, but then there's all this extra stuff in between. And once you can discern that for yourself, once you can learn that for yourself, like you're going to start to see things in a whole new perspective, and your wishes coming true is going to seem a lot more realistic for you. So that brings in your third wish, and we have the Door of Simplicity. Minimalist, uncomplicated, modest, naturalness, and clearness. This is like your biggest, flex, okay? Their Aries, simplicity, okay? Keeping things simple, keeping things precise, keeping things consistent. And I feel like that falls right into place with reflection and time, because what's more simplistic than just being yourself and reflecting on what it is that makes you happy and giving yourself that time to really look deep within yourself and really like love yourself. And I feel like once you do that, you're going to see things in such a more simpler way than just being stuck in your head, stuck in somebody else's loops and cycles, somebody else's intentions. What are your intentions? What are your wishes? I feel like you see other people's stuff, and then things get complicated. Then things get messy because now you're dealing with other people's energies, other people's tidal waves and hurricanes of emotions. And you're here in the center, like the storm is going on all around you. Okay? So we have here the Five of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so loss and grief and regret. Okay, this card signifies a period of mourning and sadness, often associated with the recognition of missed opportunities. See, the Four of Cups is offering you the time and the opportunity. The Five of Cups is like if you keep things like too messy and too complicated, you're gonna miss out on opportunities if you're so focused on the mess. If you're so focused on cleaning up other people's messes, then you're gonna lose out on what you've already done, on the work that you've already done to have like everything ready to go for you. Sorrow due to past actions, unfulfilled expectations, the end of a significant chapter. It symbolizes the need to address your emotional pain and find a way to move forward. This card encourages you to seek healing and renewal after facing loss or disappointment, acceptance, forgiveness, and moving on. It suggests that you are in the process of healing and finding closure after a period of sadness or regret. And you are in the process of healing. It's just like the grief that you're feeling is it's a doozy. I don't know, like I don't like that word. Ugh, that word gives me the ick. It's a lot, okay? It's messy. It's complicated. Um, it serves as a reminder to focus on positive aspects of your life, practice forgiveness of others or yourself, and embrace the potential for emotional renewal. It encourages you to let go of the past and open your heart to new opportunities. Four of Cups, new opportunities. It's almost like your third wish is saying, go back to your second wish. Go back to what it is that's going to give you more time. And then that will automatically get your third wish up and going. Okay? So let's take a look here. I'm going to use some empath soul cards here. Yep, we've got the Empress, the Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Ooh, and the Six of Cups. Okay, so the Empress, okay? This is the mother archetype, okay? This is the loving, nurturing, goddess energy that you need, feminine energy that you need. Holding you close, holding you in this like warm embrace of love and nurturing. It's coming across as something you really need right now, okay? Like you need a lot of love and care right now, okay? Yeah. Wow. Okay. So let's take a look here at this Empress energy, okay? Um yeah. Ow. Empress. Here. We have love, fertility, and creativity. The Empress represents nurturing energy, creativity, love, and the abundance of life. She encourages growth, self-care, and emotional fulfillment. Connect with your nourishing femininity and enjoy the beauty of life. You may also be experiencing bursts of creativity. Open yourself up to love. This can also mean loving yourself, a child, or pregnancy may be on the way. Career, your career may be at a high point. This could also mean a strong mentor in the workplace. That person could be you. All right. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. This is walking away from something, I feel like. That was not bringing you joy and love and happiness. Yes. Okay. So there was definitely some deception, some trickery, some strategy here, but truth is going to be revealed, and there are going to be consequences. Because somebody here is definitely playing a lot of like mind games with you. This card represents strategy, discretion, and hidden motives. It encourages awareness and mindful action. This card is all about getting away with something by being dishonest, strategic, or evasive. Tread carefully. There are consequences to getting caught. Someone has not been honest lately. It could very well be you. Even white lies have consequences. Address it before things get worse. Watch out for workplace gossip and sabotage. Protect yourself, but stay professional. This could also be a warning to avoid scams and get-rich schemes. Reversed, lies and deception only get you so far. The invasiveness is no longer working, so be prepared for the truth coming to light. Okay, yeah. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. It's almost like when you make your wishes, there's always going to be that 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 certain energy that's pushing back, and like doesn't want you to have your wishes come true. They're going to do everything in their power to stop you and keep you from having your wishes come true. Yeah, this impatient, assertive, and ambitious. There's an aggressor. There's arrogance here. This card symbolizes strong drive, swift action, and bold thought. It reflects determination and intellectual courage. Sometimes we are so driven that we don't always consider the consequences. Don't give in to hasty, blind ambition. Be careful about jumping into a relationship too soon. Revisit your values and your needs, wants before committing. Harness the Knight's energy of determination to achieve big things with your career. Don't hesitate to jump to the next opportunity if it feels right. This represents someone who is too wrapped up in the idealistic ambition that they've become aggressive and impulsive. They should slow down before they dig a bigger hole. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, you don't want to be around or associated with people that are having that type of energy around you. I feel like you are ambitious, but it's not coming from like a negative place. It's coming from a creative place back to this Empress energy again. This is definitely your energy that I'm picking up on. And these other swords energies with this clarity, I feel like you're getting clarity and you're getting perspective on what you're seeing somebody else do with their life versus what you're doing with your life. You are feeling ambitious, you're feeling creative, and you're channeling that. You want to channel that into something productive here, career wise, family wise. But this other energy is not supporting that. It's in contrast to that, and you're picking up on it, and it's really distracting from what it is that you want to do with your life. Um, yeah, Six of Cups. Okay, so let's see if there's a way that you can handle the distractions. You can handle this other person's energy if it comes into it's in your subconscious. It's like rooted in your consciousness. It's deeply embedded in there. Sucks. It's hard to get out of that. It really is a hard mindset to break free from. But it's not your mindset though. That's the thing here. I'm getting like a narcissist. Okay. Online, everyone always talks about like, throwing that word around a lot and calling people that a lot. And I'm using it in the term of this person is just like a super annoying person that constantly tries to get in the way of your success. Like they're not supposed to get in the way of your success. They're supposed to be like your partner. They're supposed to want to do things with you. But they just don't want to do things with you. They're just not in their right headspace. They lack a lot of clarity here. Okay, but the Six of Cups, I feel like, is a reminder for you to tap back into your creativeness, your inner childness. Okay, that spark of creativity and emotional fulfillment that you had at the beginning of your wishes, that you had at the beginning and the early stages of what your heart desires the most, and what your soul path is about and your journey's about. Okay, and I find it also a little bit ironic that a lot of like men don't like the word or the term narcissist because it usually is used to describe men more than women. But take it as it resonates. I don't know who's watching this, but I'm definitely feeling that, as the Empress, you're too busy practicing self-love, practicing self-care, channeling your creativity into something beautiful and productive that, you're not going to concern yourself and you're not going to dwell on it. You're not going to spend time thinking and contemplating for hours and hours and hours every single day about somebody else's business, somebody else's energy. I think you've already done that. You've already spent enough time trying to figure out how you can help them or how you can get them to like love you the way you want to be loved or cared for in a healthy way. And they're just not meeting you there. So the Six of Cups, childhood memories, inner child. Okay, the Six of Cups symbolizes nostalgia, innocence, and emotional comfort. It reflects memories, kindness, and a return to simple joy. You may be revisiting your youth or seeing old friends. These happy memories can help you connect with your inner child and bring you joy. You and your partner may be connecting by reminiscing about the past. It might be a good time to introduce your partner to your family. The team may be bonding over past projects, fostering a sense of harmony among your colleagues. Nostalgia is becoming unhealthy and leaving you clinging to the past. Alternatively, you may be encouraged to reconnect with your inner child. So there's some different aspects to that Six of Cups. But as far as like the main thing here with the Empress, at the end of the day, it's like you are working on yourself. Okay, you are nurturing yourself. You are nurturing your inner child here. You are using that spark of creativity to drive your passions, to fuel your ambitions, and not in an aggressive, you know, way that's bringing about more conflict and chaos unnecessary. Because I feel like that other energy, whatever that old partnership from your past was, it's no longer serving you. You need to move into your future version of yourself, okay? Because your past isn't helping. Um, and whatever that means for you, because I feel like there's two different sides to this. There's a side to this where you are in a healthy partnership and you're ready to commit and you're ready to explore things and start a family and all of that. And then there's another aspect where I feel like, Aries, your career goals and your alignment with yourself and your spiritual journey is coming out way more stronger than anything else right now. I feel like this thing about family and this thing about like having children and all of that, I feel like that already happened. I feel like that was your past and you already explored that. And now you're like, now that you've done that, you're now focusing on your career and you're focusing on your inner child work and your spiritual journey to finding inner peace. And I feel like your career has a lot to do with that. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to draw a couple atomic cards and a crow card just to finish out the reading. Okay, we got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands. And bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Yeah, the Chariot. Taking you to new places. Oh my gosh. And look at this. We've got the Two of Cups and the Star. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So this lover or the lovely, is that what it says? The lovely star. The lovely star. The lovely star wears delicate chains around her ankles. The high priestess. Her feet are hallowed as she steps off into the sea. From out of the sea, from an Egypt to another Egypt, and this is to the edge of the world. And the ocean is all around us. Her mask is made of stars. And then we have the Two of Wands. Dust. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was 10 of Wands. My bad. Okay. Two of Wands. Okay, here we go. Dominion. Chakma of Absoluth. Mars and Aries. Deliberation, decision, planning, lighting out, confident, and beginnings. And then we have the Chariot. The Chariot is a vessel to take us to our ends. The arc across the amniotic waters. But the closer we get to reality, the more it retreats. Every number is infinite. There is no difference. Stars made for us tonight. The organs of the body are the cities of the red night. If they could send a satellite into space, what then, Jonah? What belly star child on the tips of your fingers? That is constellations, retreating. That is telescope, the wrong way round. And then we have the Two of Cups. Love, Chakma of Bria, Venus in Cancer, the lovers, creative connections, mutual exchange, balance, harmony, and giving. Okay, so a big thing for you here with your wishes, Aries, is you are like channeling your intuition, you're channeling your self love, you're channeling in your creativity. You're channeling in what transports you across the tidal waves and the hurricanes of emotion and takes you to a place of love. That's what this is all about. Okay? Because your journey, your path forward, it's not about staying in a partnership that's bringing you lack. Okay, lack of everything, lack of empathy, lack of sympathy, lack of commitment, lack of love, lack of trust, lack of just basic common sense. You're reaching a new place in your life here spiritually. You are decoding a whole new blueprint of energy that is transforming you and bringing you closer to finding yourself again. Because I feel like whatever this past relationship was, whatever that karmic lesson is, you're already done with it. You've already dealt with it. And it's transformed you into this like powerhouse, like even the star energy channels in the high priestess with the intuition. Okay. And with that mindset, with trusting your intuition, with trusting your gut, you're not only able to see how far you've already come, you're able to see how far you're willing to go to get your wishes to come true, to make your wishes come true. All right. And then I'm going to pull some Crow's Insight card decks. Oh, yes. Okay. Yep. Here it is. Anger. See? Okay. Channel anger into constructive action and understanding. It can fuel positive change and personal growth. That's the healthiest thing you can do with your shadow energy, with your shadow queen energy. Check out my shadow queen series. But yes, you want to channel this into something creative. All right, so that's what's happening here is like when we channeled in the energies, okay, you got anger, okay, because you're upset. I feel like that you want this next chapter in your life to begin. You want this whole new beginning for yourself. You want these wishes to come true. But the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Swords are getting in the way of that, because they're not bringing in support. They're bringing in aggression. They're bringing in their own angers, their own resentment, their own problems, because they're not doing the work. They're not doing the shadow work. They're not doing the light work. So channel that anger into something constructive, okay? That's what the Empress does too. It's like, if you think about it, the Empress is like the beautiful fairy godmother side to the equation. Okay. When you're doing the math on like your life and you're like sussing everything out. Okay. Then we have stress. Manage stress with self-care and mindfulness. Prioritize balance and well-being in daily life. Okay. And that's another reason why the Empress is so important, because it's that energy of coming in and helping you deal with your stress, helping you deal with your anger. Okay. In a beautiful, healthy, loving, nurturing way. And then we have dreams. Pursue dreams with passion and determination. They inspire growth and achievement. Okay. And that's what you're doing here is your dreams are coming true. Okay, your wishes are coming true. Okay, and I just feel like I should do some Mystic Whisper cards for you really quick. On the horizon, light nears. Hold for its glow. Okay. Yep. Okay, here we go. And the answer, no. The bridge closed to widen new trails. Yep. And then we have trust your gut. Your heart is a beacon in fog. Follow its glow. Yep. And we have explore. The world is a book whose pages are paths. Exactly. And as you end the chapter on, this, nasty ass energy over there, you start a new chapter over here with a brand new energy that's inspiring you and creating some passion and creativity in your life that you definitely want. Okay, Aries?